Hi there, boys and girls. Brucey here with another Logic Pro quick tip. This time I'm going to show you the hidden EQ and reverb functions that are buried away inside Logic. It continually surprises me the number of features that are maybe not easily visible within Logic and are absolutely fantastic. So whereabouts are these hidden EQs and reverbs? Well, first of all, you need to load up your amp designer. When you bring up Amp Designer, it has all of the amps and cabinets associated with perhaps guitar playing. So if you're not a guitar player, you may not ever have looked at this section. If we go down here, we see the legends on the amplifier front, but actually if you hover over here, you see there's a little drop down, and inside that drop down are a number of different EQ characteristics or character EQs that you can associate with the amp. Furthermore, if you go over to the reverb, you'll see that there are some reverbs here as well. Now, if you use it with this amplifier, it's going to have the tone of the Vox amplifier and the cabinet simulator, which you may or may not want, but I would recommend that you go down and select the clean preamp. So the clean preamp has no characters representing any amplifiers. It's not matching any existing amplifiers. It also has no cabinet simulation, so it's a pretty straight through, clean, transparent sound. But again, as you look here, you'll see we have the EQ curve. So let's just try those out on this drum loop for a second and see how we get on. What can be really interesting is if you just leave the EQ settings as they are and then switch between the EQ models to see the difference in tones that each of them bring. So let's do that now. I think the modern sounds quite good, so I'm just going to have a little bit more of a tweak here. Okay, so that's the hidden EQ setting. So let's go over and try the reverb. So switch that on. Now, a spring reverb is not applicable for a drum mix, but it might be applicable, again, if you've got a single DI'd guitar part or a vocal or a synth part that you might want to be experimental with. You've got all of these additional spring models, which you can't find anywhere else in Logic, and a couple of just generic reverb sound. Let's just try the warm sound. Obviously the downside, this is 100% wet, so you've got no wet-dry balance with this. But again, if you're using it as an effect that you are printing, then this could be really useful or beneficial. Alternatively, you could run this on a send and run your plugin into it. So let's just do that now. So I'm just going to set this up to send to a bus. Let's call that... let's put that out. And all I'm going to do is simply copy this over to here. And what I'll do is here, I use this one for my EQ, so I'm going to turn the reverb off on this one. And on the second one, I'm going to set the EQ to the middle, so it's basically off, and then use this as my reverb send. And then I'm going to control the send level from here. So let's just try that. There you go. Additionally, you have here the ability to use a tremolo function or a vibrato function, which again can add some interesting results. Let's just go back to our first one. I'm going to turn this send off. I'm going to put the reverb on here. Again, perhaps using this on a drum kit is not ideal, so let's just switch over to this piano track I have here and see how we get on with that. We've certainly created an interesting electric piano sound there, again creating something like a Rhodes or a Wurlitzer using the tremolo function here and a bit of spring reverb. Sounding pretty good. So there you have it, Logic Pro's hidden EQ and reverb functions. Not really hidden, but kind of slightly difficult to find. You may never have used Amp Designer, and it's a great tool for sound design and using and adding saturation to maybe your existing loops and beats or vocal parts. It's a really powerful plugin and often overlooked. And as I said, these things may be not the most obvious thing to find here, so I don't know why they didn't make it a bit more obvious, but there you go. Anyway, I've been Brucey. I hope you found this tutorial useful. If you like this tutorial, please do hit the subscribe button before, and if you really like this tutorial, please see the link to buy me a cup of coffee. That would be greatly appreciated. Most importantly, stay safe out there and take care of yourselves. Catch you later.